We just have a video from Vietnam. Trinh Thu Ha. It's a lady, the Deputy Chief Officer of National Traffic Safety Committee in Vietnam. She has a master. She did a master in Dallas. Let us see the amount of motorbikes in Vietnam. They have millions of bikes. The crashes there are motorbike against motorbike. We have motorbikes against a tree or coming off the road or against a vehicle. So it's a different situation.
The Chief Office of the National Traffic Safety Committee of Vietnam. It is my honor to represent Vietnam to attend the International Motorcycles Road Safety Conference. Due to some objective circumstances, I cannot join you in person. However, it will not prevent me from sharing with you how in Vietnam we implement the road safety strategies and action plans for motorcycles in Vietnam. So before going to further policies, I want to share with you some data of the overall information in Vietnam. We are the population of 100 million people, and the population is quite young. About 95% of the population is under 65 years old, and we have the motorization rate is increasing rapidly during year to year. By 2023, we have about 6.3 million cars, and we have about 74 million motorcycles and mopeds. The driving license are issued for car is about 11.5 million license. However, the license issues for motorcycle is around 52 million licenses. And these are one of the challenges that we will face, and I will go into further detail in later slides. The economic growth in Vietnam in 2023 is about 8%, and we are one of the most developing and growing economies in Southeast Asia. There are some changes on the road in Vietnam for the last century. In the 1900s, we are still a non-motorized transport country. People move around by walking or cycling. In the 1960s, we have few bicycles on the road, and by the 1990s, we start to have motorcycles, but the main transportation for people to move around is still bicycles. By the time of 2000 and 2010s, these are the blooming for the economies, and we have more motorcycle on the roads and a few cars. However, by 20 years later, 2023, we have more cars and motorbikes joining the road for transportation. For the road accident fatalities, we have a 43.5% fatality rate reduction over the first decade of action. This data is reported in the country report issued by the WHO. However, we still have high fatality road crash that we have to face. And the first party of road accidents, the data that I collected in 2015, the first party, 69% are motorcyclists, 25% are drivers, and 6% are others. One of the major costs for road accidents will be changing lanes without signaling or changing lane without looking. The second highest cost will be speeding or going against traffic regulation. Also, drunk driving is one of the main causes for traffic accident. In 2010 to 2012, those are the 3 years we have the highest road crash, and the government decided to take actions by empowering the National Traffic Safety Committee. We are the organization that work directly under the Prime Minister, and we have a Deputy Prime Minister as our chairman. We have an Executive Vice Chairman who act frequently on the issue of traffic road safety, and we mobilize as well as coordinate and direction for other ministries to join in to prevent traffic safety crashes, such as the Ministry of Public Security, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education and Training, and others. Like other countries, we also implement the safe system approach from the UN in Vietnam. I was very lucky to be one of the person to get trained and learn about the safe system approach from the UN in 2019. And in Vietnam, we also have the 5 pillars for the road safety management, which is the regulation, the policies, and the Ministry of Transport and Ministry of Public Security are the one who in charge of presenting and propose the changes in the regulations. We have the road infrastructure improvement, and the Ministry of Transport are the main ministry who in charge of this sector. We have road safety vehicles, the training for the road users, and the post-crash response. Moving to motorcycle safety, in 1997, the helmet compulsory regulation is taken effective, and however, it takes about 10 years for this regulation to really implement thoroughly and completely. On December 15, 2007, and this is the day that everybody who works in traffic safety field would never forget. Overnight, everybody in Vietnam, from not wearing helmet to completely 100% wearing helmet. And about 20 years later, in 2023, we have about 90% of adults wearing helmet while riding motorcycle, and 80% of children wearing helmet while participate in traffic safety on motorbike. And right now we are focusing on the quality of helmet, and we trying to advocate people to use the full face helmet while riding motorcycle. In Vietnam, the government of Vietnam focus on children, and we have a lot of helmet donation program. From 2018 to 2023, 2 million helmets is donated every year to every first grade student in Vietnam on the first day of school. And with this donation program, we want to send a message that the first lesson when you learn at school is to obey the law of road safety, and you learn how to protect yourself. And a lot of other road safety program will go along with the student from first grade to 12th grade. Also, for the motorcycle safety, we also improve the infrastructure for motorcycle. Since Vietnam have the mixed transportation on the road, but we try to separate lanes for motorcycle and separate lanes for cars. That will reduce the risk for the motorcyclist. For the risk factor control, in 2020, the zero tolerance alcohol for all drivers is taken into effective on January 1st, 2020. And we have different enforcement and punishment for people who violate this law in different levels. And I don't know about how it is in your country, but many mothers and many wives in Vietnam are very happy when this regulation is taken, is implemented, because they think that it actually brings safety and peace to for their loved one when they are driving and riding. We also focus on education and training for people who not yet riding motorcycle themselves. For example, we work with the Vietnam automobile manufacturer and the Ministry of Education and Training and NTSC ourselves. Since 2014, we have trained 13 million learners, including 8 million secondary students and 2 million primary students, and about 300,000 high school students on how to improve their riding skills and improve their knowledge about road safety knowledge. and education. In 2019 and 23, we have driving tests and contests for high schoolers. Also, in order to improve the motorcycle road safety, we have a lot of research to improve the motorcycle itself. We have worked with a lot of credential institution in order to research the main causes of motorcycle crash, and in order to find the root cause, we study a lot of data on the road crash cases in order to advocate for more policy. Also, we have to improve the motorcycle safety standard. For example, the government already proposed and considered at the Congress for the automatic headlights on the anti-brake system and the combined brake system. Even though we have done a lot of changes, but we also face many challenges in the future. For example, the motorization rate in Vietnam is increased at such a rapid rate, and this increased the rider on the road, and the infrastructure is not yet developed to taking care of all the riders. And we have the increasing number of rural accidents. Many people, young people, such as the high schooler, they are riding mopeds without license. And because of the car booming and the car-based infrastructure, there's less room for motorcyclists. We also face with challenge people are using mobile phones when driving and riding, even though the drunk driving regulation is implemented, but we still have face some challenges on that. And also the quality of the helmet is still need to control. With all the challenges that we face, we have to create some action for the next decades. The Vietnam government is currently working on the formulation of the new road safety legislation. We propose two roads, the road law to be passed in 2024 and the road traffic order and safety law to be passed in 2024. So before this, we only have one road law, and it's including regulation for infrastructure and the regulation for the people who participate in traffic. However, in 2024, we decided to separate these two laws and to put more enforcement on that. We also issued the Directive 23 by the Vietnamese Communist Party, the Secretary Committee for Traffic Safety, and the Government for Traffic Safety. This showed the commitment of the highest level in Vietnam, and we are taking serious action for traffic safety. We also focus on road safety education and training for young drivers, young riders, and for young students to improve the education materials and teaching approach for students and children, and guidelines for teachers. We're teaching them about recognizing the risk and the danger when they are participating on the road. We organize many big events for road safety campaign and automatic testing for drivers, examination. For example, we have the driving test online and the actual driving test in the school. And we also advocate many programs for road safety on national and provincial TVs and radios and newspaper to raise awareness for the population. Lastly, I want to inform the conference about one of the biggest events in 2024 we have right now. On April 14, we will organize a marathon for traffic safety, and this event has been organized for the last 3 years. These are one of the community events that we organize to raise awareness for road safety as well as the health management for the population. Thank you for your kind attention.